Expecting to come up here. I'm super nervous and I don't want to cry.
Here. To both of y'all.
Me and Evan have been wanting to do this for so long. We've been doing this social media since we were like 15 years old. And I feel like now I'm kind of realizing that we basically made it. I want to thank the minions at home. I want to thank DDG for helping me stream and get started. And I want to thank all of you guys because you guys were all so sweet and helpful with everything.
I'm gonna specifically talk to Wotion right now. What y'all doing is, bro, y'all making people scared of Wendy.
Hate, you can't blame me for all the hate you got. Like Silky, bro, just because you're getting hate does not mean it's my people. People call me Waka, people call me guys. It's like I'm not over here saying it's their fans, it's their fans, it's their fans.
And DDG actually told Ben to pick her, even though like Wendy wanted DDG to pick her. She said it, right? So she felt like, she was like, oh, DDG's weird, Now her whole family say, yeah, nah, DDG's a weirdo, he's weird,
Today, we're diving into one of the juiciest sagas the IRL streaming world has seen in a while. Wendy Ortiz and the avalanche of drama that's been surrounding her. If you've been anywhere near TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube lately, you've probably seen her name pop up next to some of the biggest streamers in the game, and not always in the friendliest context. Wendy's story starts with a YouTube channel alongside her twin sister, evolves into a solo career, and absolutely explodes in 2023 when she takes over TikTok with millions of followers. But fast forward to the past year, and she's found herself under constant fire, not just for things she's said or done, but because of the so-called Winions, her fiercely loyal, borderline cult-like fan base.
Nothing negative, but it is a little obvious that that girl's fan base is just insane. We experienced it yesterday, so I feel like we low-key won, to be honest. Like, him, me.
In this past year, Wendy has had beefs with some of the biggest names in the IRL streaming industry, such as DDG, Adin Ross, Plaqueboy Max, and Chrisean Rock. We've seen heated livestream showdowns, reality show dust-ups, and crazy fan wars. Some people are eating up every second of the drama. Others are wondering how this all started and why it's still snowballing. So, are her fans helping build her brand, or slowly destroying it from the inside? How did a promising YouTuber become a full-time IRL streamer? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on Wendy Ortiz's rise, the controversies that have defined her career, and why the internet just can't stop talking about her. So, let's get started. Who is Wendy Ortiz? Wendy Ortiz is a 21-year-old American social media influencer and streamer whose journey to internet fame started in a pretty wholesome way. On YouTube, alongside her twin sister Eve, on a channel called Evelyn and Wendolyn. Back in 2018, their videos were the definition of relatable teenage content. We're talking get ready with me routines, clothing hauls from the local mall, food vlogs, and little slices of everyday high school life. Cute? Absolutely. Viral? Not quite. The numbers trickled in, but there was nothing that screamed future internet sensation yet.
So if you wanna watch my last first day of school, just keep on watching. Hey guys, so right now it's the night before the first day of school and I'm actually getting kind of nervous. I'm not too sure why.
However, things began to change when Wendy pivoted from surface level vlogs to more personal, vulnerable storytelling. Instead of just showing her outfit of the day, she started sharing stories about her boyfriends, relationships, and most notably, her pregnancy. That was the moment viewers stopped just watching and started following. Suddenly, she wasn't just a YouTuber making lifestyle content, she was inviting her audience into her real life.
Hey guys, it's Wendolyn, and as you can tell by the title, I'm pregnant. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded it. Hey guys, it's Wendolyn, and today I'm going to be setting up for my baby shower. It's the day before, it's Friday, and my baby shower's tomorrow, so we're going to be doing everything today, and it's kind of late, so I gotta hurry up. If you want to see...
Her first video on her current solo channel, posted 3 years ago, was about her getting ready for school.
Hey guys, it's Wendolyn, and as you can tell by the title, I'm doing a first last day of school vlog. and Get Ready With Me. There wasn't much to vlog, like that shit was so boring. Yeah, it's my first last year.
As time passed, the vibe shifted from bubbly high schooler to candid young woman, unafraid to talk about the things other influencers might keep private. Within a year of graduating high school, Wendy announced she was pregnant at 19 years old. She introduced her audience to her baby daddy, documented the emotional roller coaster of her pregnancy, and didn't shy away from filming her delivery. She literally filmed and uploaded her entire labor and birth process. It was raw, emotional, and for many viewers, deeply relatable. No surprise, it remains her most watched video to this day.
I'm like literally like falling asleep, just like sitting here. But that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm probably just gonna go to sleep.
From there, her channel evolved into something that resembled a teen mom reality show. Her daughter, Valentina, became a regular on-camera presence, along with her boyfriend and extended family. Viewers tuned in for updates, milestones, and everyday chaos. She did not just record the wholesome moments, but also shared with viewers the ups and downs of her life. Just months after giving birth, Wendy announced her baby daddy was leaving for military service. A short while later, in a separate vlog, she revealed they had broken up altogether. It was an intimate look at heartbreak and resilience, exactly the kind of emotional honesty that builds a loyal, invested audience.
Yeah, we broke up and you guys were asking what happened, and I didn't want to tell you guys because I respect my baby daddy, like I respect our family, but he don't respect me. So I don't really care. Like, I know I shouldn't be putting this on social media, but at this point, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
and invested is the key word here, because around this time, Wendy expanded her content to TikTok, and that's when things went from steady growth to full-blown internet explosion. By late 2023, her TikTok videos, featuring everything from fashion hauls to mini vlogs to cheeky lip-sync trends, were regularly hitting millions of views. Today, she boasts over 4.1 million TikTok followers, more than 1 million on Instagram, and a sizable YouTube presence. On paper, it's influencer gold. A young, photogenic creator with a cute kid, compelling life updates, and a knack for keeping her audience engaged. But here's the catch. Her fans aren't just passive scrollers. A lot of people on the internet believe they are deeply involved in her life, sometimes uncomfortably so. They watch her content the way people binge a Netflix drama, looking for tiny clues about her relationships, friendships, and behind-the-scenes conflicts. And when they think they've spotted something shady, they mobilize fast. Her fan base, affectionately known as the Winions, has gained a reputation for being fiercely protective, borderline obsessive, and occasionally flat-out toxic. It's an opinion that no fellow creator can so much as breathe wrong in Wendy's direction without her fans storming their comments, DMs, and livestream chats. And in the creator world, that kind of fandom is a double-edged sword. It builds loyalty, but it can also burn bridges. And burn bridges they did. Several big-name streamers and influencers have publicly admitted they hesitate to collaborate with Wendy because they don't want to deal with the inevitable Winion backlash. The perception, whether fair or not, is that getting involved with Wendy means inheriting her fanbase's drama. And if you've been online long enough, you know perception often matters more than reality. But here is a question. Is Wendy's fanbase really that toxic as people are making it out to be? Or are people online beefing with her only for clout? We will figure this out together by the end of this video. Before we break down her most infamous feuds, let's talk about her TikTok style for a second. While her YouTube leans heavily into family vlogging, her TikTok is more of a lifestyle meets entertainment mashup. Fashion hauls, get ready with me videos, day in the life clips with Valentina. A little bit of lighthearted drama sprinkled in, just enough to keep people guessing without spilling the whole tea. By the end of 2023, she had nailed the algorithm. Almost every post was pulling in impressive numbers, and her reach was undeniably growing.
I work all night, but I feel so calma. Day and night, lagi na lang ako slow.
Still, despite her online success, she wasn't exactly a known figure in the broader IRL streaming community. Many of the big-name streamers had no idea who she was. That is, until one very specific collaboration changed everything. a collab that would kickstart one of the messiest, most chaotic chapters in Wendy Ortiz's career. And that collaboration was with none other than DDG, rapper, YouTuber, streamer, and magnet for online drama.
You want to know the first time I went here? The first time I came to Hawaii was with it was a group trip with like my ex-girlfriend, and then we hiked up to the top of this mountain, and then we kissed.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That sounds romantic.
Yeah, it was cool.
Is that where we're going?
If you want.
So this collaboration really began when DDG decided to take both Wendy and her sister Eve, along with a few of his close friends, on a trip to Japan. The whole experience was streamed on both Wendy's and DDG's channels, which, let's be honest, probably made them a pretty decent amount of money. At the time, Wendy was already doing fairly well on TikTok, pulling views, growing her audience, and making a name for herself, while DDG was a big established figure in the streaming and music world. The trip wasn't just a random vacation, it was a carefully orchestrated collaboration that gave Wendy a significant push into the live streaming scene and likely benefited both parties financially. Clips from this Japan trip started flooding TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. Fans clipped their banter, their touristy adventures, and even subtle moments that hinted at chemistry between the two.
I know you cold. Let's get you a hoodie. Let's get you a hoodie.
Wait, let's just film the TikTok first and then...
You don't want a hoodie?
After the TikTok.
Hey, Gwendolyn. Should I start calling you Gwendolyn?
Yeah, nobody calls me that.
I'll call you Gwendolyn. You call me Moo.
Don't call you Moo?
Call me Moo.
I think I'll stick with Daryl.
Why you don't want to call me Moo?
Everybody else calls you Moo, no?
No.
Some viewers were loving the energy, but a large part of Wendy's audience was skeptical from the start. They warned her to stay away from DDG, and they had their reasons. If you aren't familiar with DDG, here's a quick crash course. He's not just a streamer and rapper, he's also the former partner of actress Halle Bailey. Currently, he's in the middle of a very public custody battle over their son. Things between him and Halle have been ugly, with both sides making serious allegations. DDG reportedly filed a restraining order against her, claiming she wasn't mentally fit to take care of a child. Halle, on the other hand, accused DDG of physical and verbal abuse. Nothing has been legally proven yet, but both have been posting screenshots, DMs, and receipts trying to sway public opinion. Naturally, Wendy's fanbase didn't want her anywhere near this mess. In their eyes, DDG had too much baggage. Many even claimed he was using her for clout, attention, or a certain demographic reach. This theory was interesting because DDG's platform is significantly larger than Wendy's. He didn't exactly need her numbers, but at some pointed out in comment sections across TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, Wendy has a strong Hispanic audience, and DDG's exposure to that demographic could be a strategic move. Still, from a purely career perspective, this partnership was a win-win. Wendy's visibility skyrocketed almost immediately. After Japan, their collaboration didn't just fizzle out. They actually went on to release a song together, followed by multiple live streams and public appearances. Another trip, this time to Hawaii. Just like before, they streamed much of their trip, roaming the streets, visiting local spots, and giving fans the impression that they were on great terms. There was playful flirting, inside jokes, and moments that had the internet speculating about whether something romantic was happening.
Did you get avocado and jalapeno? And extra spice mayo? Oh, you remembered?
Yeah, I remember all by myself.
Rumors of a potential relationship gained momentum online. TikTok edits, fan theories, and evidence videos circulated daily. But Wendy eventually addressed the situation, admitting that she liked DDG at first, but wasn't delusional anymore.
At first, I will tell you guys, at first I was like, oh, like cute, like he might be the love of my life. But then like as time went by, like, okay, maybe he's not the love of my life. I think like by the end of the Japan trip, I was already like, I wasn't as delusional as you guys anymore. At first, I was as delusional as you guys. I was really delusional.
DDG, for his part, claimed he never even realized she had feelings for him in the first place.
I never got that vibe from Wendy, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, she never gave me that type of vibe. Like, she was, like, trying to with me or some shit like that. I never got that vibe from her. I swear, like, she never gave me that type of vibe. She never, like, said, like, no flirty to me or none of that. So I had no idea. This is my first time here. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Following this phase, Wendy fully committed to the streaming world. Her Twitch following began growing steadily, not just from her own content, but also from networking with other big names in the industry. DDG had introduced her to prominent creators like Chrisean Rock and FaZe Clan members, which opened new doors for her. Collaborations with FaZe members like Rug and Lacey became some of her most notable streaming moments.
Wendy! Hi, are you ready? Is everything going? Yeah. If you need Wi-Fi, you can have it. You want to meet Milo? Come say hi.
Oh, he's so cute. He's a little like puppy, no?
She even went to Chrisean Rock's Streaming University and won an award.
I've been wanting to do this for so long. We've been doing this social media since we were like 15 years old. And I feel like now I'm kind of realizing that we basically made it.
By now, Wendy's growth was explosive. In just a few months, she jumped to nearly 700,000 Twitch followers. But along with this rapid rise came an increase in fan concern. In Twitch chats, Twitter threads, and YouTube comments under clips of her and DDG, people were voicing strong opinions. Some flat out accused DDG of having ulterior motives, others said he was low-key toxic, and a few argued that he was just using her to stay relevant in certain corners of the streaming community. This tension wasn't one-sided. The hostility between Wendy's and DDG's fan bases became so noticeable that even DDG addressed it, suggesting that maybe the drama was less about him and Wendy personally, and more about their respective audiences clashing. Still, it didn't stop people from sending hate in both directions, with some of DDG's more intense fans firing back at Wendy's supporters and vice versa.
I think me and Wendy fan bases just don't like each other. And I think,
At this stage, though, there was no real beef between Wendy and DDG themselves. On camera, they maintained a friendly, collaborative vibe. They liked each other's company, worked well on streams, and acted like genuine friends. But as anyone who's been on the internet long enough knows, situations like this rarely stay peaceful forever. And it wouldn't be too long before cracks started showing. Now, before we go deep into the DDG and Wendy situation, let's rewind for a second and discuss another person she had major beef with. This story will give you a crystal clear picture of just how unhinged and toxic Wendy's fanbase was becoming at this point. Around the time Wendy was collaborating with DDG, she also started associating, maybe dating, maybe just content flirting, with a content creator named Willito. You'd see him hanging around her a lot, filming TikToks, popping up in YouTube videos, and generally being a part of her online ecosystem.
Hey guys, it's Wendy, and as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a truth or drink with Willito.
Hey there.
But here's the thing about Willito. He had a reputation, and not the good kind. He was widely known for collaborating with numerous girls for content, and his brand was basically riding the line between social media networking and looking like he was playing the field. A lot of people, aka the sane segment of the audience, assumed his interactions with Wendy were strictly for clout. But the Winions? Oh no, they were fully invested in this romance. They started shipping them hard, clipping their live streams for cute couple moments, and filling comment sections with predictions that they'd end up together for real.
Ariana, what are you doing here?
And for a short while, they did. They started actually dating. But it didn't take a psychic to know how this would end. Given Willito's reputation and Wendy's own uncanny ability to attract red flags like a moth to a flame, this was never going to be a fairy tale romance. The fact that both Wendy and her fanbase thought he'd suddenly settle down for her was beyond optimistic. It was delusional. Sure enough, not long after they got together, it all came crashing down. Wendy announced on YouTube that she had caught Willito cheating on her. According to her, she found pictures of multiple girls on his phone and strongly suspected he had messed around with several of them.
So I opened his phone, I went through his pictures, I saw screenshots of girls on FaceTime, and I put the pictures right here. And the craziest part is, like,
I was going through his camera roll, and one screenshot would be of FaceTime with me, another would be the redhead, another would be the curly head girl, another one would be a blonde, another one would be another one. Like, there was like 4 different girls, and in between those screenshots, it was me on FaceTime with him, which is so crazy to me.
Was it shocking? Not really. Literally no one outside of her core fan base was surprised. But here's where things get interesting. Wendy wasn't exactly playing the pure wronged girlfriend role in this whole mess either. During a livestream confrontation where both Wendy and Willito aired their grievances, Willito revealed that Wendy had once scratched him in a fit of rage.
Oh, he scratched me because he was mad. If I wanted to, I could have said that. Just like the scratches you brought up. What was, like, those scratches were not me. No, I genuinely, like, I promise. Okay, please tell me when it happened.
Happened in the room in San Diego when you made a joke saying, you're like, oh, thank you for the gift, Santi. I told you, thank you for the gifts, Lena. You got off live and started going crazy.
And I scratched you?
No, you went to the room and you're like, I'm leaving, I'm packing. I'm like, Wendy, stay. You're like, move, Willito, move. You scratched me.
They also admitted they had been on again, off again multiple times, basically the hallmark of a messy, unstable relationship. Oh, and Wendy? She admitting to kissing another guy during one of their off phases.
I will say though, Wendy, you know, he did say that, and like I said, I felt like both you guys were kind of like on and off, and that's where I think the problems occurred. Where there was a week you guys were off, and then there was some like double dipping going on.
Yeah,
and
of
stuff
course.
like that.
No, and that's why I'm like, okay, that's why I was telling you, like, okay, I followed a guy, okay, he followed a guy, but never did I think he would go f another bitch. That's way different. Especially Rock, because then that puts me...
Never did I think you would kiss another guy either.
Oh my god, I kissed a guy, you 10 bitches. Oh my god, I'm the villain. I'm so sorry, Willito. I'm the villain.
That's not the point. The point is you didn't respect me and I didn't respect you.
To make things messier, there are Reddit threads suggesting she might have been messing around with another creator, Mustang Boy, during this same period. So while what Willito did was obviously wrong, Wendy wasn't exactly the picture of loyalty and innocence here either. But try telling that to the Winions. We mean these people were more sad about this relationship ending than Wendy herself. Watch this reel, for instance.
What was I made for?
The breakup might have been months in the past, but to the Winions, it was as fresh as ever. They went into full attack mode, not just at Willito, but at any girl who dared to be in his orbit after Wendy. We're talking targeted harassment campaigns, commenting nasty things on these girls' posts, spreading rumors, and even digging into their personal lives. One example, a girl named Valentina became a prime target. She was the girl with whom Willito basically cheated. Under her post, you'd find comments from Winions saying things like, "This girl got cracked by Willito when he was talking to Wendy." On top of that, there were reports that Valentina's business suffered because Winions spammed it with bad reviews until it shut down. And Valentina wasn't the only one. There are multiple reports of Wendy's fans going after any woman linked to Willito, even months after the breakup. That's dedication, but the creepy, obsessive kind. And let's be real, this is especially weird given how short-lived the Wendy-Willito relationship was, and how clearly doomed it was from the start. What makes this even more ironic is Wendy's own track record when it comes to fidelity. Let's not forget, she also accused her baby daddy Carlos of cheating on her with prostitutes. But in a recent live stream, she casually mentioned that she had kissed another guy first after seeing Carlos interact with girls online.
Kissed a black guy once, my senior trip, and that's who I cheated with.
Wait. So wait, did you cheat out of like to get back at somebody? Or
I think it was like my get back.
Did this person cheat on you?
Yeah.
After?
No, before.
So he cheated
like,
on you before?
No, it wasn't like cheating like he kissed somebody or he somebody. It was like he would look at girls and he would like text girls.
So doesn't that make her a cheater too? Of course, in the alternate reality that the Winions live in, Wendy is the most innocent, pure-hearted, blameless woman on Earth. In their eyes, she's forever the victim, never the problem. But looking at her behavior over the past year or so, it's pretty clear that she has been at the center of multiple beefs, And in most cases, the drama snowballed not because of her directly, but because of how erratically her fanbase reacts. And this is where we start to see the pattern. Whether it's Willito, Carlos, or anyone else, the moment someone crosses Wendy, or even just fails to worship her, the Winions mobilize like an online militia. They'll harass people, dig up dirt, and keep the hate alive months after the actual incident. Wendy never really steps in to stop it, which only fuels the idea that she's perfectly fine letting her fans do the dirty work. What's weird and honestly just pathetic is that Wendy's fans didn't just go after Willito and the women he associated with, they went after literally anyone who dared to be in the same camera frame as him. And I'm not exaggerating. If you so much as liked one of his posts, Wendy's fanbase would probably start sending you 12-paragraph DMs in all caps. Look at some of her fans going mad at Arky, another Twitch streamer, for collaborating with Willito. Then there was the whole Silky situation. Silky, for context, is a FaZe Clan member and a friend of Willito. In one now infamous clip, Wendy is at a party where Willito is also present with his crew. Adapt, another FaZe member, didn't have beef with Wendy, so he walked right up and greeted her. Pretty normal, right? Well, Silky wasn't so casual about it. He knew Willito's ex, Wendy, was in the room, and out of respect for Willito, the guy who brought him there, he avoided Wendy entirely. That's it. No drama, no insult, just walking past her.
Said hi to you too.
Yes, you did. Yeah, that's you, bro. Wait, did you say me? Huh? You're not cool again.
But apparently, walking past someone is now a hate crime in the Wendyverse. In another moment from the same party, Silky was even seen steering Adapt away from Wendy, likely to avoid awkwardness. To any rational person, this just looked like an uncomfortable encounter you'd want to escape from. To Wendy's fans, however, this was a blatant insult. They decided Silky must secretly hate her or be plotting something against her. So they stormed Silky's comment sections, ripping clips from his live streams completely out of context. The result was a full-blown controversy. It didn't stop at harmless trolling either. He received racist remarks, vile personal insults, and yes, even death threats. Because clearly not talking to someone at a party is now punishable by, well, cyber warfare. Eventually, Silky tried to clear the air on a live stream. He explained the context, laughed about the absurdity of it all, and showed viewers some of the hate he was getting.
Wendy. Or Wendy's, I think it was his sister, not y'all. But y'all fan base is mad aggressive, mad weird. Send it. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, chat, I don't think I've ever seen so many death threats since the Kai TikTok days, bro.
But that wasn't the end of it. Oh no. Soon after, a cartoon meme of Wendy started circulating. One that admittedly was kind of funny. Silky made the mistake of chuckling while watching it, and that tiny laugh was enough to send Wendy's fandom into a complete frenzy. Seriously, watch that cartoon yourself. It's harmless and really laughable. But Wendy and her fans were extremely offended at the fact that Silky laughed at something clearly laughable.
And just how Silky was making fun of the people on his Twitter when they put a drawing of my stomach and my face and whatever. Cause that's weird. The Silky thing, I saw that clip and that's weird. That's so weird to me.
Then came another live stream incident. One of Silky's friends made an inappropriate comment about Wendy. Silky and his friends immediately called it out as wrong. That's the key detail here. They didn't let it slide. But Wendy's diehards decided that he only condemned the remark because he's PR trained and knew what to say on camera, not because he actually meant it. Even when Silky apologized later, it wasn't enough. They decided he was the villain, and nothing, absolutely nothing, was going to change their minds.
Keep it about, we all Wendy.
And just clip that out of context, because regardless of what it was, when the nigga said what he said, I told that and I just don't talk about women saying you're not you know what I'm saying, because they're not just some objects that we can just go here and just talk about them like that. It's just not my fault because I'm a feminist. But they're not gonna put that in the clip. You know why? Because they want to create a narrative.
Now let's be clear. Silky and his friends aren't perfect human beings, but this was not a two-sided beef. This was a crazy fan base overreacting to the smallest things and blowing them into headline-level scandals. And Wendy she wasn't exactly rushing to calm the storm. She even addressed the drama by saying it wasn't her fault that her audience was going after Silky, which is a bit rich considering she's never once told her fans to stop sending death threats or racist garbage to her fellow creators.
You're gonna get hate. You can't blame me for all the hate you got. Like Silky, bro, just because you're getting hate does not mean it's my people. People call me Waka, people call me Kat. It's like I'm not over here saying it's their fans, it's their fans, it's their fans.
It's their haters.
It's just their haters.
Yeah.
Like, accept it. It's the internet, bro. If you're getting hate, turn off your phone.
This brings us to the bigger question. Why exactly are Wendy's fans so obsessed with her? We're not talking casual support here, we're talking intense ride-or-die loyalty that borders on delusional. And honestly, it's not like her content is groundbreaking. Her TikToks are mediocre. Her live streams are boring enough to be used as white noise while you sleep. So what's the appeal? A lot of people believe it comes down to cultural representation. Wendy is a Mexican creator, and many of her fans, especially younger ones from the Hispanic community, see her as a symbol of representation in mainstream influencer spaces. So, when she gets opportunities, brand deals, or collaborations, they interpret it as one of us is winning, which means in their eyes, any criticism of her isn't just criticism, it's an attack on the culture itself. Others chalk it up to parasocial relationships. Basically, her audience lives vicariously through her. They see her wins as their wins, her drama as their drama, and her enemies as their enemies. It explains the intensity, but it doesn't excuse it, because at the end of the day, turning a live stream chuckle into a multi-week harassment campaign, that's not support. That's obsession gone toxic. At this point, if you think Wendy is done beefing, well, sorry to disappoint you. After this, she went on to clash with various other streamers and content creators. And one of her most notable beefs during this period was with none other than Adin Ross, a feud that, quite frankly, stemmed from something so childish and unnecessary that it makes you wonder if Wendy has some sort of beef quota she's trying to hit every month. Here's what happened. Adin Ross, who's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch and Kick, invited Wendy to one of his upcoming boxing events. Now, if she didn't want to go, she could have simply said, no thanks, and moved on with her day like any normal human being. But Wendy, being Wendy, had to turn it into a full-blown public insult session. Instead of declining politely, she went live and told her audience that she wouldn't be attending because Adin had fallen off. In other words, according to Wendy, he wasn't relevant enough for her time. And if that wasn't enough shade, she doubled down, saying that if it were someone like Chrisean Rock who had invited her, she would have gone without hesitation. But for Adin, absolutely not. It wasn't just a pass, it was a calculated jab at his career and relevance.
Wendy Ortiz, that's right. Agree also, yes. So
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Adin Ross kind of fell off. If it's Chrisean Rock, maybe.
Well, surprise, surprise, this didn't sit well with Adin. During a live stream he did with DDG and other creators, he brought up Wendy's comments, clearly irritated. But instead of just defending himself, Adin took it a step further. He openly called Wendy a bad mom.
she said some disrespectful comment about me, but I think she's a cool person. Can you call her, please?
I just don't want to call her because she's a mom. You know, I don't like just calling her out of nowhere. She probably spending time with her kid and shit.
Probably not. She's probably not. Let's be real. Come on.
No, she be with her kid. I'm just letting you know, bro, you playing with fire.
Now, to be fair, Adin wasn't the first person to say this about her. There have been numerous Reddit threads for months claiming that Wendy doesn't actually have her child with her most of the time, that her kid is primarily with the grandmother while Wendy's busy streaming, traveling, or beefing online. Whether or not that's entirely true, the perception is out there, and Adin just said it out loud to a huge audience. But we'll circle back to the Wendy as a mom topic later in the video, because that's its own can of worms. For now, let's focus on the Adin vs. Wendy saga. After that initial stream, Adin fired another shot in a separate live stream. This time, he called her out for being insensitive about Tory Lanez being 14 times in prison. According to Adin, Wendy had gone live and essentially said that Tory deserved what happened to him.
Yeah, I don't think Tory is like someone you can feel bad for.
Well, I'm just saying, it's sad that it happened to somebody. It shouldn't happen to anybody, to be honest.
If you're out of the loop, here's a quick backstory. Tory Lanez is a rapper who in 2020 was convicted of Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. In 2023, while serving his sentence, he was attacked in the prison yard and multiple times. So many times, in fact, that one of his lungs collapsed. It was a brutal incident, and regardless of what people thought of him, a lot of fans and public figures saw it as something no one should have to go through. Adin was one of those people. He thought Wendy's "he deserved it" comment was cruel and uncalled for, and he didn't hold back in saying so on stream.
About holding back on Wendy, we are going to go crazy on Wendy for what she said about Tory Lanez. My brother really got 14 times, bro. I don't around when it comes to like that. So, Wendy, I got something for you. Don't even worry about it. You and your tour of fans can't do. They don't scare me, bro. I don't give a. Don't fold, bro.
Of course, Wendy wasn't about to take that lying down. She went live yet again, dismissing Adin's outrage and claiming that he was just doing it for attention. According to her, Adin needed clout and was using her name to get it. She even added, "If he thinks his fans are crazy, my fans are crazy too," and boasted, "Me and my fans actually winning."
I will not be speaking about, I don't want to say his name, Adin Ross, because that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get everybody's attention and it's not working out for him. Like, he's literally just crazy, actually. And I don't care if his fans are crazy. My fans are crazier. Fandom versus fandom, and we're winning. We're like actually.
Ironically, she was right about one thing. Adin's fans are intense. While she was mid-live stream, some of them reportedly managed to find and call her mother's phone number. Others went even further, mass reporting her Twitch account until it was temporarily suspended. Adin responded to a clip of her live stream, particularly the part where she said he needed her views. Laughing off the claim, he said he makes way more money than Wendy and has zero reason to use her for clout.
I don't want to say his name.
You already brought it up, dumb. Now let's go. Come on.
Adin Ross. Because that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get everybody's attention.
Yo, listen. My wrist, way more than you make on TikTok in a year. Let me just show you my KCIP. This doesn't count towards other deals, my equity, my real estate. I streamed 16 days in April. I made 500 bands. If you could just show me your revenue, that'd be great too. I don't need you.
The wildest part of this whole feud? It didn't need to happen in the first place. Adin didn't insult her. He didn't start drama. He simply invited her to an event. And instead of just declining, she took a public swipe at his career and status. Then, when things inevitably escalated, she painted herself as the victim of unprovoked attacks. In one of her live streams, she revealed that Adin's fans were coming after her and leaking her personal information. While doxing somebody over an internet feud is absolutely insane, Wendy somehow got it upon herself by preaching that fandom versus fandom and your fans against mine.
I feel like people don't understand that anymore because I have a daughter and I just...
Now, aside from the IRL streamers, Wendy has had her fair share of drama with TikTok creators too. Most notably Brianna Olsen and Vale. While most of these beefs stay confined to the internet and never really spill over into the real world, her feud with Vale crossed that line in a big way during FaZe's 4th of July event. A clip that surfaced after the party showed Wendy and Vale locked in a heated verbal exchange. Vale could be heard demanding an apology from Wendy for calling her a deadbeat mom online. The situation was tense, voices were raised, and judging by body language, it looked like things could have turned physical. The only reason they didn't was because of this guy named Johnny, who stepped in at the right moment to separate the two and defuse the confrontation. Now here's the thing. Wendy calling Vale a deadbeat isn't entirely baseless. Vale has done things that would make people question her parenting. The most infamous example, she reportedly left her baby at her baby daddy's doorstep, rang the bell, and just walked away, without even waiting for him to answer. This wasn't an internet rumor. People saw the actual footage of this event and were left in utter disbelief. But the irony here is hard to ignore. Wendy calling Vale a deadbeat mom is like the pot calling the kettle black, because Wendy herself has a pretty shaky reputation online when it comes to motherhood. The internet has plenty of clips and comments questioning her parenting choices. For context, here's the clip where Wendy herself flat out calls Vale a deadbeat mom, which is wild when you consider that she's often accused of the very same thing.
She's worried about coming up to me. She's worried about her chlamydia instead of her dude. Sorry, like her kids are literally at home. You don't even see them. Why? Okay, I'm getting mad.
Now, people on the internet call Wendy a deadbeat and irresponsible mother because she spends most of her time in LA, collaborating with influencers, attending streamer events, and surrounding herself with some of the most questionable people in the scene. Meanwhile, her daughter reportedly spends most of her time either with Wendy's mother or her baby daddy. Online speculation suggests she might only see her child 2 days a week, though, of course, this is based on what people observe from her public lifestyle, not hard facts. One TikTok creator even accused Wendy of drinking at Streamer University while her own mother was hospitalized. That claim stirred up a storm. Many people found it deeply inappropriate, while her fan base rushed to defend her. They argued that Wendy is the sole breadwinner in her family, working hard to provide for her daughter, and that her busy schedule is a sacrifice she's making for a better future. This defense pops up a lot. Her fans frequently insist that even if she's not physically with her daughter all the time, she's doing what's necessary to secure financial stability. But critics counter this by saying that money isn't everything, especially for a young child who needs her mother's presence and guidance. They also argue that Wendy seems to involve her daughter in content only when it benefits her brand, without showing the consistency or responsibility expected of a full-time parent. In one of her live streams, Wendy also casually admitted that she saw nothing wrong with leaving your kids in someone else's care from time to time. She even questioned why people hate mothers who are always with their children. Naturally, this didn't sit well with viewers. Many argued that it sounded like something a deadbeat parent would say, especially considering how rarely Wendy is seen with her own daughter.
Why people hate to see moms without their kids. Like, sometimes them kids, sometimes it's okay.
At the end of the day, we can't definitively say how much Wendy actually contributes to her daughter's life, financially or emotionally. We don't live with her, and we don't know the full picture. But the online perception is divided, and often brutally so. Now, Vale wasn't the only TikTok creator Wendy clashed with. She also had a public falling out with Brianna Olsen, another controversial TikTok mom who skyrocketed to viral fame after taking her son to an LA content house in direct violation of a court order. When it comes to the origins of the Wendy-Brianna beef, things get murky. It's unclear who threw the first punch, but there's a clip of Wendy claiming that Brianna called her baby daddy ugly. That comment apparently stuck with her.
I saw Brie Olsen say my baby daddy's ugly. You could call me ugly, you could call me Wanga Wendy, you could call me anything, but to call my family anything, because Carlos is my family, is crazy. Like, you can't call him ugly, not even you guys can call him ugly.
The drama escalated further during a live stream conversation between Wendy and DDG. Wendy revealed that Adin Ross wanted her to box Brianna Olsen. Her response? She's irrelevant to me. She added that she would only fight someone famous, implying Brianna wasn't worth her time. This attitude isn't new for Wendy. First, she dismissed Adin Ross and sparked a whole feud with him, and now she was brushing off Brianna with the same superiority complex. But Brianna Olsen isn't exactly the type to quietly take an insult. If you've followed her at all, you know she thrives on confrontation. She clapped back by going live herself, claiming she gets more views than Wendy.
90K in our chat. Okay, so did I on Kick. I had more than that. I had more than that. This had like 100K on TikTok Live. Like
900K. What the hell?
Yeah, don't sit here and say anybody's more.
900K.
Don't sit here and say anybody's more famous than anybody based off some views.
And she didn't stop there. She said she'd gladly fight Wendy in real life and would even pay her to make it happen.
I will fly her out and pay her. Pick your battles. It's a boxing fight, not a street fight. She's not gonna be able to pull my hair with boxing gloves on. So let's see if she can fight then. Because I'm pretty sure all those fighting videos I saw of her were all just pulling hair. So let's actually fight, like, in a strategic way, like.
It's important to pause here and point out something glaring. All of these women, Wendy, Vale, and Brianna, are mothers. They have children at home. And yet they're spending huge chunks of their time flying to LA, partying at content houses, trading insults online, and manufacturing drama for views. Parenting seems to be a distant priority, overshadowed by live stream beefs and social media theatrics. And perhaps the most frustrating part, none of these feuds lead anywhere meaningful. No real resolutions, no lessons learned, just more live stream fuel and more reasons for fans to dig deeper into the drama. In the meantime, the kids in this equation are growing up while their parents' reputations are being built on internet theatrics. Recently, Wendy also participated in an all-streamer reality show that's been causing a stir online. For those who might be out of the loop, this wasn't just any show, it was a project hosted by streamer Maxwell, better known as Plaqueboy Max, who had been absent from the streaming scene for nearly 2 months. Then, in June of this year, he made his grand return with a major announcement that he'd be hosting a streamer version of Love Island.
Welcome to N2D2! You didn't watch N2D1. What is this shit? It's a love show. Everybody love love. You want love, I want love.
The concept was straightforward but enticing. Get a bunch of popular streamers together in a house, mix in dating dynamics, challenges, and inevitable clashes, then watch the chaos unfold live. The cast list was impressive, featuring D-Lou, DDG, Silky, and yes, Wendy herself. Now here's where things start heating up. From the moment Wendy set foot on the show, she began drawing attention, and not necessarily the flattering kind. To be fair, at this point it's almost impossible to determine how much of the drama surrounding her is her own doing, and how much is the streamer community's general disdain for her. The truth is, Wendy has become such a polarizing figure that some people seem ready to start beef with her no matter what she does. It's almost as if her very presence is an invitation for conflict. Still, there was one moment in particular that had people doing a double take. A clip began circulating where Wendy made comments that many felt were, at best, tone-deaf, and at worst, borderline racist. In this clip, she pointed out the lack of diversity among the male contestants. But instead of framing it as a simple observation, she phrased it in a way that rubbed a lot of viewers the wrong way. She complained there were no tech guys, no nerd guys, only rappers with chains. Then she added that she wished there were Asian guys, white guys, and Mexican guys in the mix.
I feel like none of them were really my type. They were all giving like chains, diamonds, rappers, you know? It's because I wanted like a white guy, an Asian guy, a Mexican.
It was a strange moment, and not just because of how it came across, but also because Wendy has publicly claimed in the past that race doesn't matter when it comes to creating content or collaborating with others. People were quick to call her out for the inconsistency, accusing her of talking in circles to fit whatever narrative she wanted in that moment. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Her first notable altercation came with a fellow contestant named Deja. The tension sparked after Deja claimed that DDG only picked Wendy over her because he was scared of Wendy's crazy fan base. Now, here's the kicker. DDG had actually made this comment, but he clearly wasn't thrilled about Deja saying it out loud on camera. The revelation caused an awkward ripple among the other participants.
Whisper in my ear, I gotta choose her, because if I don't, I'm gonna get canceled.
He was like, I want to pick Jada so bad.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like.
But he got mad because Deja spilled the beans. He was like, if I don't pick Wendy, Woshin is going to cancel me. He told Deja that. Deja accidentally said it, and he was like, why the f did you say it?
Wendy, never one to let something like that slide, confronted Deja about it. Their interaction was nothing short of uncomfortable.
Just because you said you're just using her for a clip.
Oh, you think that was why I said something?
I think that was just a little weird.
Weird?
A little bit. Because it feels like you're just saying like, oh, he just wants me because he's going to get clipped. That's what I took it out.
I said your followers have a little cult following. So I felt like, you know, if he didn't do that, he was going to get...
Yeah, but regardless, he's getting hate. It's like either or.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I didn't say nothing like bad about you.
No, of course. No,
Okay,
I think I just took it like, when you said it, I was just like, wait, what does she mean? Because when you said, oh, you're going to get your clip.
I'm trying to get a little clip.
No, of course. No, you're fine.
I get a little clip.
Yeah.
As the show progressed, Wendy's presence continued to draw eyes, even though her on-screen demeanor was surprisingly muted. Instead of leaning into the chaos, she played it cool. Maybe a little too cool. Many viewers criticized her for being laid back to the point of boredom. She didn't seem to be driving storylines, picking fights, or creating the kind of magnetic moments reality TV thrives on. To put it bluntly, while she was the center of several controversies, her actual screen presence was underwhelming. Commenters online joked that she seemed more like a background extra than a main character, and that the only time she stood out was when someone else was confronting her. Still, boring or not, Wendy somehow managed to remain a talking point both inside and outside the show. Clips of her comments, awkward confrontations, and quiet moments all made their way onto TikTok and Instagram. However, in the middle of the show, something completely unexpected happened. Wendy basically walked off the show, and the reason? Chrisean Rock pulled up as a guest, and Wendy wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. The explanation is simple. They had online beef. And honestly, this beef might be one of the most ridiculous ones you'll ever hear about. It all started before the show was even announced. At some point, a clip surfaced where Wendy admitted she was scared of Chrisean and would never want anything to do with her.
Chrisean Rock is going?
That's what they're saying.
Chrisean Rock? I'm scared. I'm gonna run away from her.
Now, on the surface, that doesn't sound like an outrageous statement, especially if you know anything about Chrisean Rock's history. The woman's track record speaks for itself. Chrisean Rock is known for being unpredictable, volatile, and downright scary in certain situations. She's been arrested for possession of illegal substances, and she's been caught in numerous serious physical altercations, many of them live-streamed or recorded. One infamous fight even left her with a missing front tooth, which she later turned into part of her brand. Her public image is basically chaotic energy personified, and for a lot of people in the industry, that's intimidating. So when Wendy said she didn't want to deal with her, it was honestly understandable, but Chrisean didn't take it that way. Instead, she decided Wendy's comments were an attack. She accused Wendy of clip farming, basically using her name to get views. And from there, things spiraled.
Okay, she's a sweetheart in real life, but why would she say she's scared of me? You know how petty that is though, bro? I already got this weird hate train. I already going through so much weird stuff. Like, last thing I need is a person with a platform that's pretty saying they're scared of me. Like, girl, chill out, bro. You don't have to clip.
In a move that left everyone scratching their heads, Chrisean responded by inviting Wendy to a boxing match. Which, let's be real, why would you challenge someone to a fight after they've admitted they're scared of you?
Wait, would you ever fight? Oh yeah, they trying to set up that fight with that girl, Wendy. Wendy? Yeah, we You trying to fight her? No, the enchilada, no. She been calling me out.
Wendy, for her part, tried to keep things lighthearted. During a live stream, she joked that she'd only fight Chrisean if she didn't have hair.
I don't care about like throwing punches. I just care about grabbing hair and getting them to the floor, which is not the best thing. So all I need is for her not to wear a wig.
The comment was probably meant to be silly, but Chrisean didn't see it that way. She fired back by calling Wendy an enchilada, a random, bizarre insult that was more confusing than offensive.
And you, brother, like, for real, bro. You chose that with another side. And then that enchilada keep playing victim. What's up with y'all? No, like, really, what's up with y'all? You know, that's crazy, bro. I didn't even do what I would have did if I was the old Rock, bro. Flip out. You feel me? Break everything. The camera, all that. I didn't do none of that, bro. And you just sat here and played, bro.
Fast forward to the reality show. Out of nowhere, Chrisean shows up as a guest, and Wendy's reaction was instant, pure panic. Given that Chrisean had been calling her out aggressively on social media, it's safe to say Wendy wasn't just overreacting, she was genuinely scared. The moment she saw Chrisean, Wendy immediately thought the whole thing was a setup. She confronted Plaqueboy Max directly, accusing him of blindsiding her. Then, without much hesitation, she left the show entirely.
Can I ask you something?
Of course you can.
Why is Chrisean Rock here?
I'm confused. Is there a problem with her? Like,
There is a problem with her being here.
Y'all got
That's just,
smoke?
well, that's just weird.
No, but I'm saying like what? So there's actually other girls here too. There's mad
No,
girls.
no, of course I know.
So like, do y'all got like smoke?
Well, on the internet, yes.
Okay, so let me talk to you real quick. Can you talk?
So weird.
Max, looking more than a little bewildered, insisted he had no idea they even had a history. He said he wasn't aware of any beef between them, and the Chrisean's guest appearance wasn't planned as some kind of ambush. After Wendy stormed out, Max sat down with Chrisean to hear her side of the story. Eventually, he made the call to have her leave the set. Once that was done, he reached out to Wendy, apologized, and convinced her to return.
Now that we on camera, you feel me?
Yeah.
watch the situation, make sure shit's smooth.
Yeah.
I did not know about any things you had going on.
Yeah.
With Chrisean.
Yeah.
I was made aware, understood when you told me on stream.
Yep.
So,
can I just say something?
Go ahead.
I don't know Max, but I know you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I know he wouldn't set me up like that. I think just in the moment, I heard.
While Max might have thought that would settle things, Wendy's fan base had other ideas. Even after she came back, her supporters remained furious at him. Many were convinced he had orchestrated the whole thing for drama and views. Some of the comments were brutal. He did not know? Please. He's trying to act like he don't know. He was trying to cash in on Chrisean whooping Wendy. Wendy said she's scared of her. I don't know why Chrisean would want to fight someone who said she's scared of her. But not everyone agreed. A few viewers pointed out that it's unrealistic to expect Max to keep track of all of Wendy's feuds, especially since she's had public beef with nearly 10 different people in just the past year. Others reminded people that Max had been absent from the streaming world for months before this, so it was entirely possible he genuinely didn't know about her issues with Chrisean. Still, the diehard Wendy fans weren't buying it. In their eyes, Max had trapped her for content, and nothing was going to convince them otherwise. Here's the thing though, this blind loyalty to Wendy is a little intense. Some of her fans truly act like she's the center of the internet universe, that everyone is obsessed with her drama to the same degree they are. The idea that she's the most innocent soul alive is also more than a little questionable. What's even weirder is that as soon as Chrisean left the show, Wendy posted a reel titled "When I Heard Chrisean Rock Was Here," which begs the question, if she's genuinely terrified of Chrisean, why bring her up again at all? Especially knowing how volatile she can be. It's almost like poking a hornet's nest and then acting shocked when the hornets come for you.
Why are you running? Why?
Wendy has repeatedly claimed that she wants nothing to do with Chrisean Rock, making it sound like she's washing her hands of the drama entirely. But her own actions tell a different story. Even when she says she's done with the topic, she'll post about Chrisean, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, which of course just pours gasoline back on the fire. It's almost like she can't help herself. And while it's true that some of their beef has been exaggerated and escalated by fans, reaction channels, and other drama-hungry onlookers, Wendy isn't exactly innocent here. She's played her part in keeping things alive, whether intentionally or not. The whole Chrisean incident ended up being one of the most memorable and chaotic moments of the streamer Love Island experiment. When Wendy returned to the show after that drama, her audience was still as loud, chaotic, and unpredictable as ever. This was especially clear during one particularly emotional moment of the season. Another streamer, J5, had to abruptly leave the show and pause his stream because one of his close friends had passed away. Later, Jay revealed that this wasn't an isolated loss. He had lost 2 close friends back to back. For many, this was a heartbreaking moment, and a reminder that real life doesn't pause for online entertainment.
And my homie just died earlier too, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even say that. Shout out my Bear, man, if y'all watched the Compton vlog we did, you heard me say Bear when I was talking to him when I bought them little kids some shoes and shit when I took clothes to the park. My homie just got today. Don't let Bear, man. It's a lot, I ain't even trying to do that on this app. I gotta go home to my family. I ain't gonna lie.
But Wendy's audience, they weren't exactly empathetic. For reasons that aren't entirely clear, they had a vendetta against J5, and even in such a sensitive moment, they flooded him with mean, unnecessary, and downright cruel comments. And what's weird is that instead of stepping in to cool things down or asking her fanbase to chill, Wendy stayed silent. And this is where many critics draw the line. While you can't hold a creator responsible for every action of their audience, you can expect them to set boundaries and discourage harassment. Wendy has never really done that. If anything, her style of engagement and feeding into parasocial dynamics makes them feel even more justified in going after her enemies.
It's the reason we're standing in this floor, on this floor in Miami. Keep being parasocial.
No!
No, we don't
Oh, hard work!
No, guys.
Oh, hard work!
Despite all the drama, Wendy still walked away as the winner alongside D-Lou, snagging the $25,000 prize money.
The winner of In Too Deep Season 2 It's D-Lou and Wendy.
I know that. Oh, damn.
Tonight, on In Too Deep.
And here's what made that even more controversial. Throughout the show, she didn't interact much with other contestants, barely participated in activities, and even left on the second day of the stream due to the Chrisean Rock situation, only to return later? To some, her victory was absurd. To her winions, it was proof of her dominance and loyalty from her fanbase. To others, it was proof of how internet popularity can outweigh actual contributions in these kinds of competitions. The show's end didn't mean the end of Wendy's drama, not even close. She quickly found herself in a fresh feud with Raya and the entire Silky friend group. Raya, who had been close to Silky throughout the show, said in the livestream that Wendy only won because of her followers. And to be fair, that's not an entirely unpopular opinion online.
But it is a little obvious that that girl's fan base is just insane. We experienced it yesterday, so I feel like we low-key won, to be honest. Like, him, me.
Wendy, of course, had a response. She pointed out that Raya had been friendly toward her during the competition and only turned against her after she won, something Wendy framed as fake, two-faced, and dripping with jealousy. As Wendy saw it, Raya's sudden change in attitude wasn't just mean, it was pure jealous energy.
It is a little obvious that that girl's fan base...
That girl's?
Alright.
What?
Is just insane.
That girl is just mad she didn't win.
Ooh.
And then earlier she was like, oh, TikTok's trying to pin us against each other. That's you. What do you mean, that girl? And then did you show her when she was like, congrats? Did you show her?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the feud didn't just stay between Wendy and Raya. The entire Silky friend group got involved, and the insults started flying, most notably calling Wendy's fanbase torta as a dig. To outsiders, it was petty and childish, but for the people involved, it was just the next battle in a never-ending war between fandoms. And once again, Wendy's audience was all too happy to suit up and join in.
No, but I'm not calling. I didn't call Wendy. I didn't call. That's the thing. We're seeing it as like a fat person. Yeah, we didn't call Wendy a torta.
Okay, y'all saying that, and y'all know that's a little racist. But
That's
if
racist.
we, yes, it is. 'Cause we
Wait, so
talking about a
Mexican
Mexican fast
Hold
food.
on. Wait,
I'm not gonna lie,
oh, watch this.
it's
Wait,
funny.
watch this right here. Watch how it case everything. All right, so
It's mad funny.
hold on, watch this. I stopped saying torta when Mexicans stopped saying.
Okay.
Oh, now you
But the weirdest, and honestly the most unexpected thing has happened since Wendy won the show is her full-on beef with DDG. And we mean actual beef, not just a little awkward tension. Up until this point, there was no real bad blood between the two. Sure, fan wars were constantly brewing in the background. Wendy's diehard supporters had been accusing DDG of using her for clout and views since day one. But despite all that noise, neither Wendy nor DDG ever openly addressed it or fired direct shots at each other. The shade was subtle, the distance polite. That is, until the gloves came off after the show ended. It all started when Wendy hopped on a live stream and decided to air it all out. She accused DDG of several things, the biggest one being that he wasn't honest with her during the show. According to her, DDG promised they would couple up, win the whole thing together, and ride off into a clout-filled sunset. But instead, he allegedly switched up the game plan last minute and partnered with Deja instead. Wendy claimed she wasn't even mad anymore, but the fact that she brought it up publicly suggested otherwise.
Choose Deja, and then I was like, why would he tell me to choose him so we could win if he's just gonna choose Deja? Like, it just didn't make sense. So then I was like, okay, whatever. And that's when like my vibe was like thrown off. I was like, why would he have this whole speech to me about winning together if he was just gonna choose Deja? And I know it is just a game, but it was like, I don't know. I just felt weird about it. And then even before DDG told me that we should pair up together, I told Deja. I did tell Deja, I was like, hey, you should choose DDG because you guys look cute together. Like, you guys would be so cute. And then DDG told me, oh, hey, you should choose me so we could get coupled up and win. And I was like, okay, like, we'll just couple up. And then whatever. And literally nothing went how I expected it to go. I wasn't even there the second day. because Alabama had invited me to a yacht, and
Now, DDG could have ignored it. He could have let it slide, kept it pushing, and let the Winions run their mouths. But instead, he went live too. In his stream, DDG made it crystal clear that he didn't need Wendy for views, subscribers, or engagement. He literally pulled out receipts, showing his audience that he could pull 2,000 new subs in under 10 minutes without so much as a shout out from her. It was his way of saying, look, I'm good with or without you.
I don't need nobody for subs. 2,000 subs in less than 10 minutes. I don't need nobody for subs. I don't do roll calls. If I did roll calls every day, man, I'd be top 5, 24/7. 00 Chrome Hearted with that 5 gifted. Ruthless with the 5 gifted. V81 with the 5 gifted. The Gang with the 5 gifted. 2,000 subs in 10 minutes. Each sub is $5, $10,000 in 10 minutes. Shazam! I don't need nobody for subs. Like, that's what I'm just trying to show folks, man.
According to DDG, he had been defending Wendy for the longest time, telling people it wasn't her who was toxic, but rather her fan base. However, that loyalty hit a wall when Wendy posted an Instagram story that read, "They love how supportive my people are until it no longer benefits them. Anyways, thanks you guys for everything." To DDG, that was a betrayal. He said he'd reached out to her privately, texting her 4 to 5 times to try and clear things up like adults, but instead of responding to him directly, she threw shade on social media for the world to see. That, for him, was the final straw. He announced during the stream that he had blocked her and was officially done with the whole situation.
My girl, why am I texting you 3-4 times and you ignoring me? And then our DMs, you ignoring me, and then you get online and you sneak diss me? Bro, I'm not finna keep with you. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I'm straight. I'm just a cool bro. Like, I don't, and she literally contradict everything that I defended her for in that one Instagram post. I'm telling y'all, it's not Wendy, it's her fan base, it's not Wendy, blah, blah, blah. Then she get online and she basically tell them, hey, these only f with me when y'all f with them. Now that y'all don't fuck with them, it ain't shit. But thank y'all for supporting me. I'm like, bro, you making yourself.
Before making that final declaration, DDG also brought up a little anecdote that has since become one of the most talked about parts of the beef, the Japan trip. He claimed he spent nearly $70,000 during a tour in Japan with Wendy and her sister, covering everything from hotel stays and meals to their shopping sprees, including luxury vintage bags. His point was that if he was supposedly so hungry for her views and clout, why would he spend that kind of money on her?
Little comment about the subs. I didn't really take it serious when I seen it until I seen that Instagram post. I'm like, you probably really think like that. But this is what you gotta understand. Man, I'm flying you and your sister out first class and can't get a few subs. Like, why is that such something that you hold? Now I'm paying for everybody. Nobody opened a wallet in Japan. Nobody. Y'all think I made $1 million in Japan? No, I spent $70,000. Literally, if it was just, I can literally show y'all the bro. I'm paying for like everything, food, buying. I'm shopping, all types of shit, not asking for nothing. Get a sub and it's a problem. Like, why is that even something that even in your mind? Like,
of course, the internet wasn't exactly buying that as a solid defense. Many pointed out that DDG was the one who had initiated the collaboration in the first place. So if he spent that money, it wasn't some saintly, selfless act, it was an investment he chose to make. The whole "I spent money on you, so I can't be using you" argument, yeah, the crowd was divided on that one. Another big takeaway from DDG's livestream was his open criticism of the Winions. He straight up said that Wendy's fanbase was hurting her career in the long run. Their constant, hateful, overly defensive behavior was making other streamers think twice before collaborating with her. In his words, her supporters were so aggressive that they were scaring potential collaborators away.
Y'all making not want to f with her. All this bullying y'all doing to girls, all this bullying y'all doing to that she collabing with, y'all her up, bro, in the long run, because collaborations is how you win. A motherfucker be scared to collab with her. They don't give, it's not about numbers, it's not about none of that. It's about building a community.
Interestingly, DDG isn't the only one who's made that point. Another streamer, Silky, also went live to share his thoughts on the matter. He said Wendy's fun to be around until she starts reading her TikTok comments. According to him, her opinions and decisions are heavily influenced by whatever her fan base is saying. And while that might be great for staying connected with her audience, it could also be sabotaging her professional relationships. In other words, Wendy might be letting her fans dictate her moves, and not always in a good way.
I literally sat there and spoke to Wendy, right? And she goes on TikTok, she looks at her comments, she looks at it, and she's like, nah, that's true, that's right, nah, that was happening. Dude, these are people that's not living in your world, Wendy. You gotta have a realization. These are people that's not living in your world, Wendy. They are living through you, and they think that every single emotion that you're supposed to have is because of how they're feeling at home.
At this point, if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, one thing becomes obvious. Opinions about Wendy online are extremely divided. On one side, you've got the diehard Winions who think Wendy can do no wrong. To them, she's the queen, the victim, the ultimate internet sweetheart who's simply misunderstood. Their comment sections are filled with "You go, queen," and "Wendy above everyone." You know, the kind of unconditional support that doesn't really allow room for criticism. On the other side, you've got the people who can't stand her. They think she's manipulative, dramatic, and thrives off stirring up trouble for attention. And then there's the middle group, the ones who see the flaws but don't think she's the devil incarnate. This group will admit Wendy sometimes makes questionable moves, but they also think the hate she gets is overblown. They see her as someone who's caught in the crossfire between her overly defensive fan base, her critics, and her own sometimes messy decision-making. Regardless of where you stand, this whole DDG Wendy saga has become one of the most interesting post-show dramas we've seen in a while. Recently, even Wendy's own fans have started side-eyeing her. The main complaint here is that she's just not delivering. Ever since winning the show, instead of riding that momentum into something big, she's fallen right back into her old TikTok routine, and not the good kind. People in her community have been whispering that she's turned tazy, basically meaning she's gone off the rails. A recent clip from one of her live streams didn't help her case. It showed a document where she had neatly laid out sub-goals for her upcoming streams. Reddit wasted no time pointing out that it made her look blatantly money-hungry. And honestly, they're not wrong. Watching Wendy now is like watching paint dry. If the paint occasionally asks you for thousands of dollars, she just sits there, talks in that strange voice, and somehow expects people to bankroll it. And then there's the title situation. Her bizarre fixation on this other creator has raised eyebrows, especially after she revealed plans to do a stream where he babysits her daughter. Because nothing says solid content strategy like outsourcing your parenting for views.
I genuinely think I did enough hours, and I think that you helped me enough. I think that we will help each other enough. I'm gonna just raid you, and after that I'm gonna end.
Oh, I just rated you.
You ended?
No, I'm gonna end. I just rated you.
I was gonna...
Critics were downright disgusted at the idea of Wendy letting a near stranger babysit her daughter on stream, and what makes it even weirder, Tytil already has a girlfriend. So it's not like there's some romantic angle here, it's just random. The whole thing feels less like fun content and more like a desperate stunt to keep people watching. Wendy Ortiz's online career has been nothing short of a roller coaster. She's collaborated with big names like DDG, gaining major exposure and pulling in both fans and critics by the thousands. But with that attention came drama. Plenty of it. She's beefed with multiple online personalities, with disputes ranging from petty livestream shade to full-on public call-outs. Her personal life has also been put under a microscope, with many labeling her an absent mom for the way she juggles motherhood and her influencer lifestyle. Adding fuel to the fire is her fan base, which many call toxic. They've been known to attack her critics online, sometimes crossing the line into harassment. Instead of addressing or condemning this behavior, Wendy often appears to ignore it entirely, leading to even more backlash. Yet, despite every controversy, her followers remain fiercely loyal. Some say too loyal. So, what do you think? Are Wendy's fans genuinely toxic, or are people just exaggerating? Do you believe critics are beefing with her just for clout and views, or is there truth to the accusations? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and leave your thoughts in the comments. We want to know if you think Wendy Ortiz is a misunderstood creator or the architect of her own chaos.